Well, hello there. Today I'm super pumped to take you step by step through engraving a photo on a painted canvas. I will be using Xtool's Creative Space, but don't panic. The cool part of this is that this method actually works with Lightburn or any other software you use with your laser. Also, I will be using my trusty Xtool S1 40-watt laser, but this method actually should work with any other diode laser setup, especially the one you love. By the way, if you're into lasers, CNC projects, or just love a good DIY challenge, hit the subscribe button. I share all my adventures from rookie experiments to pro tips, with a mix of technical know-how and a few laughs sprinkled along the way. And hey, if you're curious about canvas prep or common mistakes, check out my videos from a couple of weeks ago. The links are in the description or click the link at the top left. Let's hope. As many of you know, my engraving journey started about 6 weeks back and the feedback has been off the charts. You've been asking about everything: picture preparation, editing tips, and my secret settings. So today I'm covering it all: importing images, color selection, contrast, and grayscale adjustment, and why we flip the image with inversion. Stick around because I've got a fun surprise waiting at the end. Let's talk photos. The golden rule? Well, start with a strong foundation. A high quality photo with good resolution, sharp focus, and plenty of DPI, minimum 300. Simple as that. Good in, good out. I usually shoot my own pictures with my phone, but if your phone is a bit outdated or the lighting isn't doing you any favors, I recommend sites like Creative Fabrica, Canva, or Pixabay. Many offer royalty-free images or even free trials. Just make sure you check the fine print. This isn't a sponsored video. I'm sharing what I love and what works for me. A Creative Fabrica subscription, for example, has been a total game changer for me. If you're doing art, craft, your laser work, or CNC, it totally makes sense. Next up, colors. I prep my canvas with a specific order: 2 coats of white, then 1 coat each of yellow, red, and black. The trick: always paint from light to dark. This way the laser removes the dark top layer to reveal the light, crisp base underneath. It's actually pure magic. Remember, if you layer white over black, the laser gets a little confused and you end up with a mess. Plus, fixing a dark mistake is way easier than redoing a light base. Now let's jump into importing our picture into XCS. We have 2 easy options here. Hit import from the menu or simply drag and drop your file into the software. I've picked an image you might recognize. This is one of my favorite themes as of late. Wouldn't you know it? An old school microphone in this mix of dark tones and lights. Some serious vintage vibes for sure, right? Before diving too much into the actual editing, I always measure my canvas. Canvases aren't exactly cheap, and knowing the exact dimensions helps you plan your masterpiece better. Mine is about 23.8 centimeters, which is roughly 9 inches, by 17.9 centimeters, around 7 inches or so. With my measurements all gathered, I take the info back into XCS. I will go ahead and draw a rectangle and then plug in the measurements from the canvas. This step ensures I crop the picture perfectly. Knowing what details might be trimmed or if I need a border makes all the difference. I know that I will need to make some tough calls now. See, my image is larger than the canvas, and adjusting the sizes too much might make me lose the top portion of the picture, and I really want to keep that light and its glow. I will continue to move my picture around and the border until I find that right balance that allows me to keep as much of the picture within the frame. The cropping process is pretty straightforward. Now that you have a good idea of where you want your picture to fit in the canvas, you can click on the crop button. When the crop image window opens, leave the crop ratio in the random setting. Remember to click that little paperclip looking icon in between the 2 numbers. That is the locking and unlocking aspect ratio option. We want it unlocked so that we can input our numbers and not allow the system to lock the size for us. You can now plug in the size of your canvas and move it to your selected position as you did when testing within that rectangle we drew. When you're done, click the Save button to return to our canvas. If you're not happy with the results, you can always use the Undo option from the menu or the Ctrl-Z shortcut from the keyboard and return everything back to where it was before you made your changes. Now for the fun part, adjustments. After you import your image, let's click on the Adjust button. You'll see several controls here: sharpness, saturation, brightness, contrast, and grayscale. For this project, I hone into two settings, sharpness and grayscale. Sharpness is like giving your image a high five, boosting edges and fine details so everything pops. This is crucial for ensuring that when the laser burns away the paint, the details are crisp and clear. Grayscale, well, this setting is essential because the laser reads shades of gray when engraving. By tweaking the grayscale, you ensure the engraving reflects the perfect balance between light and dark. I focus mainly on this too because most of the pictures I use are already well balanced in terms of brightness and contrast. With that in mind, a little boost in sharpness and fine-tuning the grayscale is all you need to bring out the best in your design. And remember, make subtle adjustments and always run a quick test engraving. Overdoing it can make the image look over-processed, and we want it just right. Now here's a key step, inverting the picture. When you have a painted canvas with a dark top and a light base, inverting your image is essential. Why invert? Well, in a normal image, dark areas are engraved deeper. But with our canvas, the laser burns away the dark paint to reveal the light underneath. Inversion flips the light and dark so the laser does exactly what you intend. If you skip the step, you'll end up with a photographic negative, a total reversal of your design. In the inverted view, dark areas tell the laser where to work harder, while light areas show where minimal engraving happens. If the preview looks off, you can go ahead and adjust the brightness or sharpness a little more. And always run a quick test before the full run. Next, we will plug in our settings for power, speed, bitmap mode, and lines per centimeter. If you have been following me for some time, you know that I have my go-to settings. I'll be showing them here on the screen. These settings have been tested many times on my machine, and I know they work. If you have the same machine, you can use them as a good starting point for your testing. If you have another laser module, another machine, or another brand altogether, I would not recommend you use my numbers blindly. You can use them as a reference, but spend the time researching on Facebook looking for the specific settings for your machine. Either way, I recommend you do a good amount of testing before committing to engraving your first canvas. Depending on the results of my first pass, I will determine if I need to do a second pass. I will make the call while the canvas is still on the machine. Don't move your canvas. If you pick it up, I would recommend you to forget the whole second pass idea and live with your results. It is going to be very difficult to place the canvas back to where you found it. Not impossible, but very close to never ever. If you do decide to go for a second pass, I can tell you that all I do is I change the speed settings, leaving all the other options as they were on the first pass. For the speed, I go and double the speed I used for the first run, and that's it. And I wait. Yes, you will not be going anywhere in a hurry now. On average, an engraving for this size canvas and LPC can take anywhere from 45 minutes to 1 hour. The second run will take a hair less, but we're talking perhaps 10 minutes less or so. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for, watching the laser in action. Check this out. The laser is following our design down to the last detail. It's burning away the dark paint with pinpoint precision to reveal the bright white underneath. If you notice any spots that look too shallow or too deep, pause the process and tweak your settings. Remember, precision is king. Every little detail matters. I have to say, watching this happen is one of my favorite parts of the process. The sound, the motion, it's like watching art come alive right before your eyes. And yes, I always recommend doing a test run on a scrap piece first. It's all about fine-tuning.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the grand finale, the reveal. Take a look at this masterpiece. This isn't just any old engraving. This is the third and final engraving on this repurposed canvas. Here's the backstory. The first engraving was of my lovable Beagle Cooper. He's still a good boy. The second was a beautiful beach sunset. I felt both could have come out even better, so I decided to give the canvas a second and third life. Check out those subtle cracks in the paint. They are from the previous layers, but instead of being actual flaws, they give it extra character. The old colors sneak through in the lines, enhancing the overall look of this new engraving. Incredible. Listen, I'm over the moon about this project today. I walk you through my entire process. Engraved one of my all-time favorite themes, an old school microphone, salvage a previously used canvas, saving some cash and giving it new purpose. And even with its history, this canvas now boasts a unique, enhanced look thanks to those charming cracks.
This final piece tells a story of creativity, resourcefulness, and a dash of serendipity, all wrapped up in one stunning engraving. So there you have it, folks. A full, in-depth walkthrough of the process, from choosing your photo and prepping your canvas, to importing, adjusting, inverting, and finally letting the laser do its magic. And this review, well, it proves that even a canvas with a past can be transformed into something extraordinary. If you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or just had a bit of fun along the way, please subscribe and drop your questions or comments below. And remember, there's always a surprise waiting just around the corner. Happy engraving, and I'll see you in the next video. So long.